Hello friends, welcome to Insights ICANN Initiative. In this video, we are going to discuss about OTAN account and interim budget. So what is the difference between this OTAN account and interim budget and why this is in news? So before we discuss about all these things, first let me introduce you the video components. In these video components, we are going to discuss about why this is in news. Okay. Now why we are discussing this? Because recently Finance Minister announced that this time there is no interim budget, only OTAN account budget. That is the reason we are discussing now. Next we will discuss about what is this OTAN account means and how this OTAN account different from interim budget and what are the key differences. Then how the election commission can involve with these both different types of budget. Okay. So we are going to discuss about all these things. First let me explain you the concepts. The concept is, so Finance Minister recently announced that this year Union government, they are going to introduce OTAN account budget. So rather than interim budget. First you have to understand what do you mean budget? And tell me students, the word budget, whether it is mentioned in the constitution or not. If yes, in which article? Okay, please put your answer in the comment section. Next, budget. So budget is all about, it is a statement which includes income and expenditure. Income and expenditure of union government. If it is a state budget, obviously it is going to be the state government. Income and expenditure statement. For what? For annual basis. That is the reason the budget is also mentioned as annual financial statement in the constitution. So this income and expenditure, okay, income will come in which form? Tax form obviously, and expenditure, it can be two forms. It can be the revenue expenditure or it can be the capital expenditure. It can be any form. Now, so especially when government is going for the election year, in any particular year, if elections are there, obviously government introduce interim budget. So here again interim budget also a statement which includes both income and expenditure. It includes both income as well as expenditure. But the key difference is this statement is valid only till the new government is formed, because in the election year, okay, after the election results, new government may be formed, even the existing government may be continued as well. So again they will introduce the new budget. For example, in this year for example, if union government introduce this interim budget, this budget is going to be valid till the election result declared and new government is formed. Again, whenever the new government is formed, that government will introduce their own budget, and even if the same government formed again, they may introduce the full budget as well. So this interim budget generally, so it is applicable in the election year for certain duration of the year. That is about the interim budget. Then OTAN account budget. So here this is the most interesting part here. OTAN account. In the OTAN account budget, only expenditure part will be there. And there is no income part. Okay. Actually, OTAN account budget, first it started as normally previously a few years back, annual budget, it used to be introduced in the March, first working day of the March. By the time of budget is getting passed, it would be around 15th of April, by the end of the April. Okay. After finishing all the approvals and everything, money from the budget, it is used to be released by the May and June. Okay. But actually financial year starts from the 1st of April. So the entire month of April and the entire month of May, sometime June as well. These 3 months, to cover these 3 months, okay, we used to introduce OTAN account budget. So OTAN account budget will cover generally the only expenditure side of the government budget, and this will be applicable till the full budget is implemented. So that is the reason OTAN account budget only include the expenditure side of the government. It don't include the income side. When it is don't include the income side, means obviously there are no policy announcement you can see in the OTAN account budget. Okay, why? Because normally policy related issues generally deals with the tax. It may be the tax or non-tax money. Okay, as there is no component of the revenue here, there is no policy announcement. And in the voter account, that is the reason we cannot expect any policy related changes. That is what our finance minister is emphasizing. She is saying that in this budget, it is going to be the voter account budget and there are no major policy announcements in this particular voter account budget. So this is the first basic difference you have to understand between the budget, interim budget and voter account budget. By the way, budget will be introduced by the finance minister in the Lok Sabha, whether she has a membership in the Lok Sabha or not, because you know that minister can attend both the houses irrespective of their membership, but they can vote only in whichever the house they have the membership. Now let's see the notes. The Union Finance Minister, she clarified that upcoming budget will be the voter account budget rather than the interim budget. Next, so she was emphasizing this mainly because in this particular budget there are no policy related like changes. What is voter account budget? Article 266, it allows drawing the money from Consolidated Fund of India. It requires Parliament permission. Okay, so now here you have to understand there are three different types of funds. There are three different types of funds maintained by Government of India, such as Consolidated Fund of India, Consolidated Fund of India, Consolidated Fund of India, and Public Account of India, Public Account of India, okay, where public money, okay, it held public money, and Contingency Fund of India. The word contingency itself is emergency. Contingency Fund of India. These are the three different types of funds held by Government of India. Consolidated Fund of India, all the tax money goes into this fund and Article 266 deals with this fund. Public Account of India, the same article 266 deals with this, and this is about the public money such as our bank deposits, PF deposits and gratuity deposit and all these things. Contingency funds, Article 267 deals with the contingency fund. Generally, this fund is under the supervision of President, but the day-to-day operation of the fund is regulated by Finance Minister Secretary. So these are the three funds. Budget is all about withdrawing the money from the Consolidated Fund of India. That is what Article 266 speaks about. And Article 114 Clause 3, it is saying that no money can be withdrawn from Consolidated Fund of India without passing a appropriation bill. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, budget consisted of two components, income part and expenditure part. Expenditure part also known as appropriation bill and income part also known as finance bill. Generally, appropriation bill passed first by the Parliament, then income bill will be passed in the form of the financial statement. And now the interim voter account budget is not that much in use because since 2017 we preponed the budget, and now we are introducing the budget on the last working day of the first working day of the February. That means almost 1 month been preponed. Because of that, the actual budget will be passed by the end of the March and the money will be available in the new financial year. So the voter account budget will become irrelevant. That is the reason now it is not that much usage. And the difference between the interim budget and voter account budget. Interim budget include both income and expenditure sides, whereas voter account budget include only the expenditure side, so it don't include any policy related changes. And interim budget it goes through formal discussion and approval process in Lok Sabha, whereas the voter account budget, because it deals with only small amounts and that to expenditure side only, it don't involve any formal discussion in the voter account, in the Lok Sabha. Interim budget, here you can expect some policy related changes. In voter account, no such kind of changes can be observed. Next, validity period. Interim budget generally for the rest of the financial year, whereas voter account budget generally it will be valid for 2 to 3 months till the full-time budget gets into effect. Next, Election Commission. And whether it may be the interim budget and voter account budget, Election Commission always emphasizing that these kind of budgets, they should not influence the voters' behavior, especially the interim budget, because in the interim budget, government has chance to introduce tax changes as well. So through these tax changes or by announcing tax incentives, government may affect the voter pulse. Okay, and those can be prevented by Election Commission of India. And yesterday's MCQ. Consider the following statement with respect to Chabahar port. Regarding the Chabahar port, it is the only port of Iran with the direct access to ocean, right? Second, the port is strategically important for India because it will help to boost ties with Central Asian countries. It is also right. It is located in the Gulf of Aden. No, it is present in the Gulf of Oman. Okay, that we have to understand. Next, today's video question: the difference between the validity period of interim budget and OTAN account. So regarding the validity period, which one is right with respect to interim budget and OTAN account budget? Mains question: what do you understand by interim budget and how is it is different from the annual budget? What are the differences? Actually, I explained this particular thing in this video. Now, as we reach to the end of the video, in this particular video, we discussed about the interim budget and OTAN account budget because Finance Minister given a statement that this year budget is going to be the OTAN account budget rather than interim budget. That means no policy decisions and no like big announcements related to taxation can be expected in this budget. That is the reason. And we also discussed key differences between the OTAN account budget and interim budget and various funds, consolidated funds, public account of India and contingency fund of India also we discussed. So this is the detailed analysis regarding the key differences between the interim budget and OTAN account budget and other issues. Thanks for watching.